What is up guys, it is Simba here and welcome back to another team racing video on F1 24, and today we're back in World for the Hungarian Grand Prix. If you have missed the last video, which was in VUM in Las Vegas, be sure to check that one out before you see this one. It was a very interesting race to say the least, and I think the title of that one will speak for itself. But if you guys are enjoying the content on the channel, make sure you hit the like button and get subscribed for more team racing content. We're going to be going all the way to the end of F1 24 and we'll see what the future holds, because I've seen F1 25, I've heard about it, and I'm pretty skeptical to say the least. But I'll touch on that at the end of the video, as we did put in a purple sector 1 in our first lap in Q1, but we've made a meal out of sector 2, so we've had to just back out there and we're going to try again, and the delta should be pretty easy to beat in the process. So let's see if we can match the first sector. Down into zone 1 we go, down to third, making sure we're getting nice and close to the apex. Decent exit as well, and we just take our way down towards turn 2 as you break at the 50. Make sure you get nice and tight on the apex. We take a bit too much curb on the inside line there, and that kind of just disrupts us through the corner, and I kind of hurt our exit through 3 and 4 there. So here go into turn 4, 6th gear, nicely done. Bit cautious, as again turn 5 isn't the best, as we get too much inside curb, just like turn 2, and then the chicane. Oh dear, that is really bad. You can see the body language of this Williams isn't exactly exuding confidence as we're fighting the car through almost every single corner, as the chicane at 6 and 7, there was no apexes found through there. So this is not looking great, and again, we don't take a great right-hander there through turn number 12. Into 13, we were nice and tight on the entry, but mid-corner, we just got a bit of understeer. And through the final corner, we actually lose the rear end there too. So this has been absolutely horrendous. We're 15th on a 42, which is in a different postcode compared to the front runners. So we are on the bubble with just over a minute and 10 seconds to go. Let's see if we can improve. Honestly, the only way is up after that first lap. I was not happy with it. Into turn 1, decent turn in. We don't gain too much time. We're 10th up actually, so I tell a lie. As we go into turn number 2 now, this one should be pretty nicely done. And we actually clean up the exit. We don't get caught up on the inside curb. And we're a 10th and a half up, nearly 2 tenths up. Going into turn number 4, downshifting to 6th. We get too greedy on the entry. And that is game, set, and match, as we get turn 5 completely wrong. And that's it, we're out. That is it. A 14.2. And that is P17 again. But you can just look at the margin between ourselves and the leader. A second. That is embarrassing, to say the least. And that's what I can say, really. It's not really good enough. You can see Rappi got through. Again, we would have easily been through if we actually did a competent lap. But nevertheless, we can't qualify to save our lives. I think Arsenal are more likely to win the Premier League and the Champions League this season than us getting into Q2. But we've got some work to do from here. So here we go. Time for another race here in World. And we're going to be starting from 17th place. And it's going to be very hard because Hungary is very difficult to overtake as well. But we are going to be starting on the mediums. And we're going to transition to the hards. Maybe a little bit earlier than you might expect, because tyre wear is not great on the mediums around here. But 5 headlights ahead of us. And the lights are out, and we are on the way here for the Hungarian Grand Prix. And it's actually a pretty decent second phase of the start, as we do get past the Haas of a GT10 car. I can't quite see his gamer tag from where I'm sat, as I think it is Duncan actually. Yeah, Duncan. We managed to hold it round the outside through turn number 1. Everyone getting through cleanly. Up into P16 we go. We see a few cars going wide. You can see Rappi, our teammate, getting all stuck in through turns 2 and 3. We do manage to get ahead of TRT Fede, but now we're going to go side by side with him. Going into turn number 4, we're going to choose to yield there. It's lap 1. You're not going to win the race on lap 1, especially from where we're starting. So we have gained 1 place. It could have been in maybe 2 or 3 if we didn't get pushed off the track there. We kind of just ran out of road through turn 3. And yeah, it's not exactly what we wanted. Ideally, we'd be ahead of Fede going into turn 4, but we decided to back out. He didn't seem like he wanted to, so I'm glad we've done that, and we can try and settle into the race. But you can tell by the body language in qualifying with the car. We're not feeling very confident. As yeah, that VOM race in Vegas has kind of just ruined racing for me in terms of actually putting in effort and seeing reward out of it. But we're going to press on anyway. As on to lap number 3 now. DRS has been enabled, and unfortunately there's a car in front of us with damage, and that is TTM Mubarak. We are up to P15, so we are in the points already. So 2 places gained. As you can see, Rappy getting really stuck in with Mubarak through turn 1. And he's getting a bit annoyed because Mubarak is still fighting him with front wing damage. And that is really causing us all to lose time, as we're getting very, very close and personal with the rear end of TRT Fede. And this is going to carry on for the rest of the sector. I think Rappy got through, and I think the Haas got through as well. But now we're having to look backwards instead of forwards. It's going into turn 11, or turn 12 actually. We're side by side with Alpha Kevin, who we've raced in VUM before in Austria. We're still going side by side with him through turn 13. I don't really know why we're doing this, but through the last corner, we're going to try and give him space. And it looks like we're going to run out of road here.
Yep, cheers, mate. Thanks for that.
And you can hear I'm not very happy as we get a warning for track limits, as we basically run out of road. And now we've got another car on our inside, and this time it is Duncan. And Duncan, actually, I should say. I don't know why I'm saying Duncan, but there we go. We digress. We do stay ahead, but we're down to 16th. And unfortunately, we're still yet to pass Mubarak, and he's really, really causing a delay here. As Fede follows past him now, as we get a massive slide on the exit of turn 1 for some reason. It was happening quite a few times during the race. I have no idea what was going on. We're just not driving with much confidence, and it's really harming our progress in this race. As normally race pace would be our strong point. Obviously, it's stronger than qualifying, as it's been for quite some time on this channel now. But unfortunately, we're not really feeling the confidence, as that qualifying session has really rocked us out. As Kevin takes advantage of Mubarak's poor exit through 11 and through 12. We need to pass him now. So going into turn 13, we're going to look to the outside line. There's a gap that was basically not there. And as a result, we're going to lose out here.
No, he pit. Oh my fucking god. Another place. Mate.
And you could just hear me just sighing in pure exacerbation. We're only on lap 6, guys. I can tell you now, this experience was absolutely awful. So we're going to try and box at the end of lap number 6. The mediums, they were feeling okay, and it was expected that they will drop off at this stage. But we really need to do something to gain some progress. I was getting really frustrated. And we're not driving with much confidence as well. That's the worst combination you can have as a league racer in any race you're doing. So we're going to box at the end of lap 6. We're going to try and follow through with Alpha Kevin. And I think that is Lorenzano, I think. That's his gamer tag. I'll correct it if I'm wrong, because I can't quite read it from here. As we're going to put on a set of hard compound tyres to the end of the race. 2.2 second stop. And hopefully this works out, because what we're trying to do here is gain track position and work together with Rappy in that DRS train that we're kind of all stuck in. So hopefully that works. We're going to see what happens at the end of lap number 7. On to lap number 8. You can see Alpha Kevin has got a penalty already. We do jump the other EV driver in the Mercedes, but unfortunately we don't quite rejoin with Rappy. There's still a car in between us, and it's not going to get any better for us as we set a personal best onto lap number 9 now, as Fede comes out of the pit. And it turns out we've actually been overcut by Fede. So now there's 2 cars in between myself and my teammate, and we're going to have to try and do something about it.
We just need something ahead, man.
And you can hear Rappy just saying we need something. You can see the gap between the Haas on the minimap and the rest of basically the front runners. We're miles off already. I think that's a good 3-4 seconds. And in world, that's a massive margin, because everyone is so quick around here in this tournament, as we're not exactly making the progress we want. As we skip all the way to lap 17, nothing really happened. And you can see the sister Mercedes of AGK is ahead of us now. And yeah, it's not looking great. The confidence was pretty low, and it shows in the driving. I tried my best to fight that, but we just couldn't do anything. And we're down to P16 again. And to make matters worse, Zane behind us in the sister Ferrari pitted on lap 10, and his tyres are 4 laps fresher than ours. So it's only a matter of time before he starts catching up, as he really extended that medium stint. I kind of wish I did the same thing, as we're having a look up the inside into turn number 1. And it looks like we've managed to put off AGK on the exit. We get a slide out of turn 1. And now we're going to have a little look through turn number 2.
Oh, for fuck's sake. Oh.
Oh dear. Oh dearie me. That was absolutely horrendous.
Wiped him out.
And there goes the Mercedes. We've ruined this race. And that is fantastic. That is an easy penalty on our heads after, we obviously caused a collision in Japan. And it's another really poor mistake here as well. And now Zane's behind us, so we can't really do much in this regard. We're going to have to let him go now because we're just struggling for pace and confidence at the moment. The pace was okay, but it wasn't as strong as I wanted it to be. And on to lap 21, you can see now we're just on the main straight, and I'm not really happy at all. And now Zane's up the inside into turn number 1. And again, we're going to try and hang on here on the exit. We're not really eager to let him go. I don't want to lose more track position than we already have, as we're going to try and keep it side by side through turn number 3. We get run out of road again, but the third time in the race. I probably deserve that after what I did to AGK, but still, it's so annoying. And I can tell you that the few times we got pushed off the track, nothing was reported to by the stewards. I'll talk about that in a moment, as we do let AGK back through now, and we are still 16th. We are past 20 laps, and we've managed to move absolutely nowhere in this race. It was absolutely awful, I can tell you now. And now we're going to see what we can get out of it. The points are right in front of us, as the top 15 do score points in World. And we're going to see if we can try and pass AGK properly this time. So here we go. He's flashing, and we're using the overtake. So we're going to go down the inside into turn number 1. We do get the apex, and we do get through up into P15. However, there's a problem. Here is AGK's POV of the incident. We go up the inside at turn 1, and we actually gave him front wing damage. So, yeah, great racecraft from yours truly. Absolutely brilliant. And we're still in 15th. We're not really doing much in this race. It's only going to get worse for us as we slide through turn 4.
Oh, fuck off.
And that's a 3-second penalty. Oh, dearie me. I really did not want to make this video, guys. I'm going to be honest with you all now. I really didn't want to make this into a video because I knew that this was honestly some of the worst driving I've had in months, probably ever on this game. And it's not getting any better here. Through the chicane.
Oh, no, that penalty's going to stay now.
We get a 4th warning, which means we cannot get the penalty removed. And this is on our head for the rest of the race. Oh my god, this is absolutely terrible. And we are continuing to try and just get something out of it. We are going to be 15th. We are quite a way ahead of Duncan anyway. But going towards the final 6 laps, we're going to have a big moment which changes the course of the entire race.
Okay, we've got a full course caution. The safety car's out. Keep an eye on the delta. We need to keep it positive to avoid
That's
a penalty.
huge.
Slow down, maintain positive
But
delta.
unlucky that happened when I'm 14th and not 12.
Safety car deployed on lap 30. And we're going to have a 5-lap shootout to see where we end up.
Why am I seeing people stay out? Why are they
Why?
staying out? The top 3 have stayed out. I don't know why they've done that. There's another
And
one
to add a bit more spice into the mixer here, we've got the top 3 cars staying out. BRT have decided to keep both cars out as they believe that it won't be enough time or enough place to overtake for the soft runners to basically rob them of any track position, as Joe Murphy disconnects as soon as I say that. So that is really poor timing for him, as Rappy was dropping down the order in 14th. He was 14th when the safety car came out. He was the highest of 11th in this entire race. So you can tell that it's been a tough race for the team. But we might have a chance to grab something here. We're going to go on softs.
Well, at least I'm ahead of
Apparently
you.
my engineer Bell was really tempted to keep me out. And
Too large, I'm going to lose it.
what you're going to see is a reason why I'm glad
Go,
we
Rappy,
decided
go.
to pit, as Rappy nearly gets caught out on the safety car restart. You can hear me giving him the hurry up, as we've got 3 laps to see how far we can get. So stay tuned. This is going to be very, very interesting, to say the least, as Okay, we're not even going to talk about that 5th warning. Oh, dear Christ above. That is abysmal. Anyway, we press on. That didn't happen. We press on into the heart of Sector 2, where we've got one hard runner that's already dropping like a stone, which is Markadox in the RB. So we're all going to pass him here. So that's a free position for us. Up into P13 we go in his Hungarian Grand Prix. That's the highest we've been in this entire race. And it's taken 33 laps. So we're going to see how much further we can get. BRT are clinging on to any sort of track position they can get, as the tyre advantage is astronomical at this stage of the race. DRS enabled, and there's only 2 DRS detection points to do it, so let's see what happens. As we go into turn number 1 though, chaos ensues here.
Oh.
Oh, Joe is dead.
Oh my god. Heck. Oh shit.
Oh my god, Tech as well.
And in the blink of an eye, everything has changed for BRT. It looked like they were going to get big points once again. But both drivers have been taken out in 2 corners. And we've overtaken Tech, who's got 50 days on this game.
Be careful, Simba. These guys are braking so much.
Sorry, Tech, I've got to mention that. As we're up into P10, we're in the top 10, ladies and gents. As Rappy's warning me about being careful, because in the effort to try and pass one another, people are tripping over themselves in the braking zones. So we've got to be mindful of that. And we're a lap and a half away from getting one of the most fraudulent results we'll ever see in this tournament, as we're looking to just try and see it out. Remember, we do have 5 warnings now, and we can't get that 3 seconds removed, as TRT Fede went for a gap that wasn't quite there, the penultimate corner. But we do hang on to the car and on to P10, and we're going on to the last lap.
Also, Fede went for a gap that wasn't there, so... Nice try, buddy.
So, one more lap of this race. One more lap to decide where on earth everyone's going to filter out. Because I think there's going to be quite a lot of fury with the stewards afterwards as well. As Rappy is just in front of us, as he's done an incredible job to not get a penalty compared to us. And he might be the big winner if there's more carnage in front of us. But right now, we're just trying to make sure that we just get this thing to the end of lap 35. We're putting up purple first sector. We're absolutely flying at the end of this race. You know, it's a shame we couldn't do that in qualifying, but we're still hanging on here into P10 as we're going through the chicane. There's a lot of fighting going on for the race lead, as I believe a McLaren is trying to defend like crazy, as he's also stayed out on the hard tyres. And it's looking like it's a traffic jam going into Sector 3. You can see everyone bunching up as we go into the final corners of the race. Personal best in the middle sector. And you can see at the front of the field, there's a lot of scrapping going on. There's even side-by-side just in front of us as well. So, going into the final corner, let's see what happens. And it's absolute carnage, with at least 3 cars off the road. I give Rapid the hurry up again, and we somehow cross the line in P7. What has just happened there?
Zane won! What?
Zane won? Nah.
What?
Nah.
And breathe. As a whole, we get P10. I'm going to show you a graphic of FM right now. We've absolutely FM'd our way to a top 10 finish. We've FM'd a good half of the grid to get the most fraudulent top 10 you will ever see in WR's Legacy Division. Absolutely fraudulent. I drove terribly from Q1 to the end of the race. However, that 3-second penalty and the incident with AGK has come back to bite us. We get a 5-second penalty for that, as the stewards believed that I was carrying way too much speed and gave him damage. And the final results are in. Rappy finished 4th. We've been sent back down to P11. And again, we miss out on another top 10. Now, after the race, I was absolutely gutted with how I was driving the entire time. I drove with no confidence at all. Lorenzino is your race winner, remarkably. But I drove terribly in this Easily one. My worst race on F1 24. Genuinely, the results have just not been there lately, and that just adds to the frustration I'm going through at the moment, because we just can't get the result, and it is really, really frustrating because the pace is there, but we just didn't show it today. Not in any stretch of the imagination. But guys, if you somehow enjoyed this one, subscribe for more. I'm glad this one is in the books. I don't want to go through this one again, and we'll try better in the next one.